Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Insights with IZON. I'm Rebecca Taylor, Agency Director, and this is...
I'm Lisa. I'm the Director of New Talent.
So we are here to answer another commonly asked question while we are both working from home and doing our part to stay healthy and stay away. Hopefully we'll be back in the office soon. But I think Lisa has a question this time.
Yeah, we get this a lot too. I would like to model in a big market. Would I have to move?
Well, there's a lot of factors involved in that. In bigger markets, meaning New York, LA, Miami, three main big markets in our world here. And then, of course, there's the international markets. But so we would first ask the question, how old are you and how tall are you? As we touched on one of our videos before, there are certain requirements, and especially in the bigger markets, very specific requirements. They change quite often. Lisa and I find that out every time we seem to go and visit the markets and check in. New York's requirements. When we first started in this business, they were what, like 5'9" for girls?
Once upon a time, it was 5'8".
Once upon a time, yeah. But as the typical fashion model, now they really want 5'9", prefer 5'9.5". Some of the agencies really have gone up. Last one time we were up there, one of them was 5'10", 5'10.5" for women. And then of course, guys have pretty much stayed the same. They're 6 to 6'3". And the age range, typically around 16 to young 20s. You should be getting started by the time you're 18. The day of snatching girls up when they were 14 and sending them off and grooming them, those days are gone. As a matter of fact, most of them don't even want to work with you when you're 16. They might sign you just to secure you and have you on their rosters, but they really don't even want to start talking to you till you're 18 and you're legal and able to go on your own without guardianship. But to answer that question, do I have to move? The answer is yes. Yes, you do. At least for a short time. In New York, they like the girls and guys to come up for the summer if you're still in school. But most markets would like if you would come and spend a few weeks. You can stay in the models apartments, but they need you to get to know their market. They need you to shoot with their photographers. They need to send you out on castings to get to know their clients before you can earn the right to direct book. And of course, if you're in the market, there's a whole lot more work while you're there because there's last minute castings than when you're just at home and they might call you and say, hey, we have this job we're going to submit you for. The opportunities are just not as many when you're sitting at home in Pensacola or Panama City or where you might be, as if you're in the market and you can go to casting. Of course, that's a pre-COVID world.
I know. I'm wondering, it's going to be interesting to see how things change from here on out.
Yeah, with New York being in such a tight position, and I was talking to some agents from Miami the other day on a Zoom call, and they're starting to get inquiries about productions wanting to come down and shoot. And what they're hearing is a lot of the productions don't want to shoot in New York. They're afraid to shoot there yet. Mm-hmm. So they're looking for other areas, which is good for everybody else. And they really don't want to hire models right now that are in New York, based in New York, just from the fear. Mm-hmm. Of carrying the virus. So, there's no telling what's gonna happen. But in the perfect world, when things get back to normal, yes, it's a commitment. If you fit the requirements and the criteria for the bigger market, and all three markets are very different. The type of girl they're looking for and the type of guy they're looking for, and each agency in the market are different. But general rule of thumb, they have the same height requirements. Maybe measurements can give a little bit, but Miami is a bigger bikini and lingerie market, and LA is a very strong e-commerce market. They do other stuff too, but You know, each market is unique, but they all want you to spend time there. So, and we are what you call a mother agent. Lisa and I are your mamas. and you sign with us, you would sign a mother agency agreement with us, and that would allow us to place you in other markets if you are placeable. And as a mother agent, we work with the agencies we place you in and kind of oversee things, the good, bad, and the ugly. We get the phone calls if you screw up. But then we also get phone calls if you're doing great. And the model also calls us, for help if they've got questions about something too. We're kind of the go-between. But you're not going to make it here, Carly Kloss, Bella Hadid, Gigi. They're not living in their hometowns. When they first got signed and they started making it, they had to go. They had to go to New York. They had to go wherever. And you have to make a commitment and you have to be there. And it costs a lot of money.
I was going to say, and it's on your dime.
On your dime. When they say that if somebody tries to tell you that the agency that wants to sign you will pay for it all. No, maybe way back in the day they did, but not so much anymore. You may not have to front any money, but it'll go on your bill and it'll come out of your paychecks until you've paid it all back. So if anybody tries to tell you won't have to pay for it, the agency will pay for it, that's false. You will be paying for it eventually. But it is an investment just like anything else, and you have to work at it. I've heard Lisa say this once upon a time. She's like, what did I say? It's like a musician. They have to buy their instrument. They have to go somewhere. They have to work at it. They have to, you can't just buy a cheap $2 flute or whatever, not that those exist, but I know nothing about music. But it's just like anything else that you want to be good at. You have to make the commitment. You have to make the investment.
Have the tool.
And you have to put the work in.
Right.
So yeah, if you are tall and you feel like you have what it takes, you can send us your pictures, and just know that it's a long road and it doesn't happen overnight. We've had girls that we've placed over the years, and some of them get a slow start, and it can take several years before clients even start looking at them, and then all of a sudden they're booking all the time. So it just varies. But you have to make the commitment, and it costs a lot of money. Just know that up front. We usually tell our models that they need to have some money socked away before they venture off into this, or go find a job in the market. That's their go-to. Because it's not easy. Did we get it all, Lisa, you think?
I think so. I would like to one day maybe get a couple of the girls that we have signed in other places and do like a Zoom, and then we can have have right from the horse's mouth exactly what to expect when they go on to different shoots and different areas.
I think it's a good idea. Okay, well, I guess that's the end of this one. So we covered modeling in bigger markets. We will talk to you next time with another big question. In the meantime, if you have a question for us, you can DM us or post it on our Facebook or Instagram. And we'll catch you next time. Be safe, everybody.
Cheers.